Hey everyone, my name is Andrew Davis, and you are watching Conversations in Pop Culture. And yes, I am scandalous like an Ashley. And I do want to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at Pocket Jack Comics, and they have a debut comic of Guinevere and the Divinity Factory that is in comic shops right now. So go bother your comic shop to get a copy, as well as go bother them to order more from previews. And if you are so inclined, you can go check out Pocket Jack Comics' Whatnot channel and use my code Andrew to get a $15 credit at sign up. And you can also use coupon code Andrew for an additional 15% off of their amazing, sexy comic artwork. But enough about that, because I have with me cosplayer Peachy Peach's Cosplay. And
Hello.
I love saying that. I love saying that name. I love saying that
Peachy
name.
Peaches.
I love saying it. I'm not gonna lie. But welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. A little nervous, but I'm here.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you on because I have like a bunch of your cosplays, and we're gonna get into some of them, in a second here. But I am curious how you got into cosplay because everybody has a different story, everybody has a different journey,
hmm
everybody has a different reason why, and I'm
hmm
curious as to yours.
Yeah, sure. So, like growing up, Halloween was always my favorite time, right? Because like you just dressed up, like people just dress up as whatever they wanted to, and then go out, and I'm like, oh my god, you can just dress up like for shiggle, for craps and giggles. Okay. So I was like, cool. So, I remember my first Halloween actually that I remember picking out my outfit. I actually was Luigi from Mario and Luigi, and I just found stuff in my closet. And it was so sad because everyone thought I was a farmer. I'm like, what do you mean? There's an L on my head. Anyway, so I love dressing up for Halloween, and I've always been a nerd, and I heard about trying to see. I guess it was probably like a random YouTube video, some random clip or something somewhere where I learned about cosplay, and I'm like, what the heck? Like you can dress up as like super nerdy stuff, like from anime and more video games than Mario. Like what? And that's normal. And I saw that this video was actually at a convention. And I was like, people actually do this and they go different places and they actually like get together and hang out and have fun. Like, what are you talking about? So I did more research. I remember I called it cosplay at the time because I had no idea. Like I haven't heard of it at the time. So I just read cosplay. I'm like, cool, cosplay. Sound like a little dweeb over here. But I just remember searching on like some sketchy Japanese website for a little costume. And I somehow got it in by the grace of God. And I wore it to a convention that was local to where I was from, and I've had a complete blast. And I guess the rest is history. Here I am, still cosplaying, many years later.
Let's get a little bit into some of the,
Yep,
I guess, technical stuff with that
yep.
before we get into some of your cosplays. And we're going to be talking about Pokemon. I'm giving everybody a fair warning. We're going to be talking about Pokemon soon enough.
Pokemon.
So, but before we get there, I am curious, because you've done a bunch of different cosplay stuff,
hmm
and where do your ideas come from when you cosplay a character? Because you've done stuff from video games, anime, some
hmm
comic stuff,
Yeah.
and where do your ideas and inspirations come from? Because that's another thing that's really interesting about cosplay right now is that everybody has different things they want to do. And I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen people who all they do is WWE cosplay.
hmm
And it's so interesting because and you are in a bunch of different sectors. I don't think you've done WWE yet. I don't think you've done it yet. But it's not off the table. I don't think anything's off the table anymore. But
Nothing's off the table. Yeah, so I mean, usually like I would like watch an anime and I'm like, oh my gosh, I like that character. I want to be that character. But usually what I actually like to do is like I'm glad you brought up Pokemon because Pokemon in particular, um I really like having characters that have like a general like I guess shape, well not shape, but a general design, and I like to be able to incorporate different designs based on that character. So like I've done like Espeon, Umbreon, well a lot of evolutions and like Kirby and different things like that where I can just um I guess to get ideas I just kind of I get a lot of inspiration like, from World of Warcraft, like games like that, like fantasy elements, and I just get a sketchbook and then I just kind of draw. And then I see like, oh, let's just see what my pencil does this time. And it's actually a little problematic because I will still be in that process while I'm actually crafting. So I'm like, oh, and I'll craft something and I'm like, oh, that doesn't work. And then I trash it and then start over on something else. But no, normally I do just grab certain characters that I think are that I connect to, that I think are fun or that are like really cute and like kind of like curvy, like ease
So
more
so
general
let's
designs.
actually dive into that a little bit
Yeah,
too.
sorry, I'm like
Because,
all over the place.
no,
But
because this is what's interesting is that, because I've interviewed a lot of cosplayers and a lot of people in the creative space, and what is this like? Because I think it's interesting when you said you kind of look for a character as a general design,
yes. So
and
like,
then
go
because
ahead.
there's a lot of reasons why that could be, general designs and basic designs sometimes are easier to, cosplay and create and put together, whether you're putting it together yourself or you're buying it. And then also there's an economic component to that too, where if we're going to be talking about Dawn, and this is a good example of your Dawn
Mhm.
right here. I think it's a perfect time. That's a
Oh my
relatively
gosh.
simple
Yes.
cosplay, I think, to put together, where
Yes.
you need a hat, you need a shirt, you need a scarf, you need a skirt. You don't need anything major, and I don't think that cosplay is that expensive to build.
No.
So
Um,
what is that like? Because that's a big issue in cosplay where that I don't know how much that thing costs, but that can't be more than 150.
oh, absolutely not.
Way, way below that. But then you can go and I'm sure you've seen cosplays and you're like, that's an expensive cosplay
Hmm.
that somebody has built. So what is that like too for you? Because that's a really complicated issue in
Hmm.
cosplay is that it can get very expensive very quickly.
Right. So for Dawn, actually specifically, a lot of those pieces I actually went to a thrift store, and I was able to get pieces, or I'll go to like Walmart, and I actually found that skirt randomly. Someone was selling it online, so I got really lucky with that. But finance cost wise, um, I especially in the beginning, I did have to go to thrift stores a lot, and I had to go to like the clearance section of Walmart and different like just clothing stores just to see what I can like work with. Um, and especially because towards the beginning, there wasn't like now like nerd culture is like more popular, so it's more easy to access certain costumes already built, but they did not have that back then. So I had to get a lot of random pieces and kind of put it together, or I have to alter certain things. And so that's kind of how I had to make it work financially back then. I will say that nowadays, like there is so since cosplay is more it's more popular now, there are definitely like ways to get materials for certain things cheaper. A lot of them are on sale, like EVA foam, which I used to use a lot. I still use a lot. You can get like the mats over at like the hardware store for super cheap. And it's because it's more again more popular, it's so much more accessible. So the actual like base components for a lot of the stuff, especially foam, is not super expensive. And also now they have stores that have the complete costumes together, and those go on sale a lot too. It does still get pretty pricey. I do have to like set a separate like account, I guess, just for cosplay. And I don't really have a way to beat that besides thrifting when you can, jumping on sales when you can. There are a lot of people now that they sell things used, or they'll sell like just random pieces that they have that they want to offset, like off. I don't know what I'm looking for to put.
Unload.
Oh, to yes,
Unload.
offload. Thank you. You can get things from there, like Facebook Marketplace, things like that, eBay even.
So let's
Um,
actually talk about this too, because I'm curious how you feel about the culture of cosplay. Because I have a very semi-controversial position on this, where I think, and I might get you or me in trouble, but I think there's been a shift where I think the old guard has slowly lost some credibility and some market share. And I think the top 50 cosplayers 5 years ago were way more influential. And I think COVID has shifted that. And the reason why I make this argument is that Hot Topic was working with a lot of top cosplayers and using them as models. And they have now shifted into a smaller group and a more diverse group. And I think what they figured out is that the engagement rate with those top 50 cosplayers is horrible. It's actually horrible on Instagram. It's like 3%. And yeah, you're getting 3% of 4 million, but what if somebody has 100,000 and they're getting 20% engagement? All of a sudden, don't you want the higher engagement rate? Because that ultimately leads to more sales. And there's been a shift. And so I think that a lot of things have changed in cosplay. And I also think if you look at what the old guard is doing now, I mean, this whole lewd stuff that's popped up is very much, I think, a last desperate cling to financial stability for some of these people where it didn't exist when they had more market share. And that's how I view what's happening in cosplay. And it's a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but I think it's a good thing where you get somebody who has 15,000 Instagram followers and they have a real stake now and they could be a guest at a con. And that, if COVID didn't happen, I don't think that could have happened.
Mhm. Um, yeah, it's I don't really trying to see how to word what I'm trying to say. I've definitely seen that. I do appreciate now that it is a time where more people like it's more involving. Like it's if you want to do it, you're now more able to do it. So more people are like feeling this is like the ability to do so. Um, I
There's more opportunity. There's
There's
more
more
opportunity.
opportunity,
And
right?
there's less guards and there's less gatekeeping.
And I
And
appreciate that. I love that. It's like it's very similar to the whole oh well when I was a nerd like 15 years ago and I was hated for it and blah blah blah. Now the person who bullied me now they're a nerd. Look at them. I'm like, yeah, but
it's funny, right? Let me ask you a question. Did you
Mhm.
have Pokemon cards and did you get made fun of for having Pokemon cards when you
So
were growing up or playing Pokemon Red in second or third grade?
okay, first of all, Pokemon Blue. Second of all, no, I didn't have the cards because I wasn't that cool. I wasn't. I played the games a lot and I wore T-shirts. But I was made fun of actually for like the Naruto stuff that I did. Like it was kind of cringe. But no, I wasn't that cool enough to have Pokemon cards.
Because
Um,
'cause I was made fun of for that. I was made fun
yeah,
of for playing Pokemon Red, and I was made
Blue.
fun of for playing being an anime fan, and, I was wearing anime shirts in high school, and,
Did you?
eventually it stopped after a while, but, like and now it's really cool, and everybody's like, "Yo, you got a Charizard? Like, want to make a
Dude,
buck
right?
man?" Like,
Oh my
it's
god.
funny because
Yeah. It's funny you say that. For one time, I don't know why I did this. I was very bold, but for Halloween one year, I don't know if you've seen Inuyasha, but for Halloween one year, I just straight up wore a Sango outfit to school, and I don't know if I could be that bold to do that again. But yeah,
it's funny because this year on Halloween, I handed out Pokemon cards.
nice.
So I handed
Listen,
out Halloween Pokemon cards, and every single kid wanted the cards and not the candy.
see, yeah, I've seen those cute little like the little Halloween theme. I've seen them. I've seen them because I got some of those at a con. I'm like, oh my god, they're all like the ghost type. They're so cute and creepy. I love them.
Like the 7-year-olds wanted it, and the 16-year-olds wanted it.
Yep.
And like my mom's like, "How did you know this is gonna work?" And I'm like, "Because I
See,
got a feeling that
exactly,
it's like
exactly. Wait, have you seen that meme though? Just real quick. It's like it was my awkward zombie little comic, and it's like in elementary school, Pokemon, and in high school, oh my god, you still play Pokemon, and in college, Pokemon. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that was so that's so relevant. It just reminded me when you said
it's
that.
crazy. I know the
Mhm,
meme. I know the meme very well.
mhm.
Uh, I have made many Pokemon memes, and if you go through my Instagram, you can find a bunch of them. My favorite one is Rattata holding Kakuna up in the Lion King pose. It's
I love
really
that.
funny. It's
I
really
have
funny.
not seen that. Oh my god, that's so great.
It's up on my YouTube community channel. It's up on Instagram. I took it. I said, "Step aside, Lion King." Um, that one's good, and then there's a few others. There's a few others that are really good. There's so many things. Which like if you just scroll through my Instagram, there's like 50 of them, and a lot of them are just not appropriate, and it's great. But I digress because I do want to talk about Pokemon,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
do want to talk about your Pokemon cosplays, and you've done a bunch of Espeon stuff, and
You saw
so this is one of yours that you've done.
Oh my god, so long ago. Oh yeah, that's my first one ever made ever.
So I think this is another one that you've made
Yes,
as
this
well. Same
mhm.
one. Then you've done this version of Espeon,
Yes,
and then
yes.
you've done bunny version of Espeon,
Funny.
and then you did this version as well, which I think is similar to this
Mhm,
version. And
mhm.
so, what's the story behind doing Espeon
Wait,
and
I have one more. Wait, I have to show you. I have to show you. Sorry. I also have a hat. It is a giant Espeon hat. Okay, anyway, sorry. I am on point. I'm following. I'm listening. Okay. Continue. Sorry.
so what's the deal with the Espeon one, and how did that come about, and even building them out and doing them, and also interpreting it Espeon in the way you did? Because it's interesting, your version of Espeon. It's almost human-like, but it's not. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So dude, there's a word for it and I totally like blanked on it because here I am on a camera. But there is a word for I don't want to mess it up. Anyway, uh,
It's not anthropomorphic, right?
no, it's I don't want to. It starts to
Is it like a Jajinka or something
yes,
like that?
yes, Jajinka. That's it. You got it. See,
I don't consider that to be the Jajinka. The Vaporeon, which we're gonna talk about
okay,
too, is
that's
more
fair.
of
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
We're arguing semantics here. We're arguing
Okay. Yeah.
semantics.
Sorry. Espeon. Yes. So Espeon was always my favorite evolution. I couldn't like I couldn't even tell you why. I think that I love psychic type, and light purple is my favorite color. So I'm like perfect Espeon. And so I actually the reason why I got the first one. I just found fleece. So I'm like, I want to do something with this, and it reminded me of Espeon. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try to make an Espeon. And so that's what happened there. And I've been invited to like evolution groups, and I always just get drawn to Espeon. And so, like for the one in the white, there's actually a piece of art that someone drew that we are all supposed to be, yeah, that one. We're all supposed to be cosplaying. And I was immediately drawn to Espeon because I mean she's my favorite. And also I like wearing white because the contrast, the darker skin, I really like the contrast. Um, and then usually like when I really like dressing up like with like duos and like groups. And a lot of times the people that I dress up with, they always want to go the dark. They also always everyone loves freaking Umbreon. Everyone does. So I'm like, cool. So if you want to be Umbreon, I'll be Espeon like all day, every day. And it just happens to be that they always pick Umbreon. So I
So let's actually talk about this, because this is interesting. Is that obviously you've done, and we're going to talk about Sailor Moon after we're through Pokemon, but there are certain characters that build groups out, and Sailor Moon's a good one. Ruby's another good one. That's very group oriented. One Piece to some degree is group oriented. Naruto is either or, sometimes depending on what you're doing or what type of con it is. Where I've seen massive groups at that, and I've seen also really bad. Nobody's in a group in a Naruto, and there's like 10 of them. I've seen the same thing with Gundam. But what is that like? Because you're playing and picking a cosplay that fits in a group that nobody wants. Like not to be
listen.
mean about it. Like
I want that character.
but it fits a group, and it's also the idea that you have Umbreon and then you have
Mhm,
Espeon, and right now
mhm,
Umbreon is really, really hot as an
mhm,
entity between
mhm.
merchandising. So what is that like for you? Because clearly you're filling a niche with your cosplay with that
Yeah,
cosplay character.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I guess Espeon isn't really. picked. But, so I just really like the groups because it feels it's just like it's a squad. Like I just love the squad feeling, and I've never even thought about. I guess no one does really pick, Espeon or and Sailor Moon actually cosplays Sailor Mercury. No one really likes to cosplay Sailor Mercury, and actually until you said that, I didn't realize it that no one really does those characters as much as like some of the other ones. But I loved it, and I don't know. It's so even like some groups that I'm a part of, I actually don't even know I might not even know the show. Um,
That's good. Yeah, yeah,
spoiler.
yeah. You said you're gonna get ahead in life. This is exactly how you're gonna get ahead in life. This is exactly what I tell people. Oh, I don't know the show, guys.
No,
Book me.
listen. No, what you do first is you go to Wikipedia, so you know general knowledge, and you know your character. You know, like the mannerisms. You know, like what they do, the little catchphrase that they say. You know how they would pose. Um, it works out, but no, I like the squad thing a lot. Even if it was for a character no one else really likes, I bring life to that character. I love the character, and maybe if I cosplay this character, maybe other people will be like, oh, well, maybe I do want to be Espeon because she looks kind of cool. Maybe I want to do it too. So,
So many things I could say, and I'm just gonna be very, very quiet as I sit here. And I'm gonna be mature. I'm gonna be the
what do
adult
you
in the room.
mean?
Talking about the you go further into Pokemon, you kind of did something with Umbreon though too. So I
I
think
did.
you did a
I,
Raven Umbreon
I
mashup,
did.
and
Yes.
I'm a big Teen Titans fan. So for those who don't know, I bought a DC Presents number 26 and a 7.5 dirt cheap. That's the first appearance of Starfire, Cyborg, might be Raven is in that book. First appearance, very good book, very expensive book right now, very hot book, and I got it way cheaper than I should have. Beautiful book,
Heyo.
definitely. I had no money when I bought it, and I'm glad I bought it when I did because a 9.8 is expensive, a 7.5 is expensive. So yes, but
Mhm.
what's the story behind
Yes.
this character? Because
Absolutely. So funny story. It was just some random group chat. It was some random, okay, not a random, someone that I follow on Instagram. Like, hey, we're gonna do this little project for Pokemon Day one year. You want to in? I'm like, sure. Let's see what's up. And then I join in. It's like, okay, put together a human and a Pokemon. I'm like, what? There's like 50 million people. There's 50,000 Pokemon. How the heck am I going to pick like which ones to mesh together? And for like weeks, I was like, who the heck am I going to be doing? And I don't know I saw a piece of art. It was a piece of art and it was Raven holding Umbreon and Starfire holding Espeon. I'm like, big bet. And so I decided to do obviously Raven and Umbreon, and it was so much fun. I basically all I did was I got Raven's like her belt and her hood and all that stuff, and just made it Umbreon and Pokemon. And then what you have there actually finished what like 2 minutes before the shoe was supposed to happen. But yeah, like the little belt and then like the brooch thing and the ears and the gold and the inside. It was a lot of fun to make. That one was pretty expensive because of all the fabric that I had to get, and it wasn't cheap fabric. But it was so much fun to put together. So, and I made it in time for Pokemon Day, and that's really all that matters.
that's great. That's great in so many ways. So many things I could say about that. Um, but obviously I like it because I like mashups. And then
Mhm.
you've done some other stuff in Pokemon
Mhm.
too.
Yeah,
Obviously, we showed the Dawn.
yeah.
And then there's this one that you are with, I think a friend of yours, which is fun because the Piplup and
Oh
the
yeah, little Eevee.
so that's good in that regard. And then you've done Nessa.
Oh,
And these are interesting
shoot.
because I don't know if this is a light version of Nessa. I thought Nessa was a bubbly, fun, water fucking loving trainer and gym person. And
Listen, listen.
clearly, this is a
Sometimes,
little darker than expected.
listen. Sometimes she gotta be like that. I don't know. Can I just tell you about Nessa though? When was it E3? I think when they announced her because they were announcing the new Pokemon. Like, oh, let's just show you some gameplay of this. And then out walks freaking Nessa, and it was just like silent. I was talking to someone. It was just silent, and I'm like, Chase, that's me. I have to be her. And I started like I just got like screenshots of like her outfit and everything, and I just started like the next week. Um, but yeah, Nessa, I really, really like Nessa. I love all the designs of the gym leaders and Sword and Shield, and the music. Yeah, she's great. I love her.
So
I love her.
let's even go further into this because obviously I think you can cosplay whatever you want to cosplay, but I think Nessa is a black
Right.
character, for lack of
Yes.
a better word. I don't know how to say
No,
that
yeah.
any other way.
No,
I'm
you're good.
sorry.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know how
you're
to say
fine.
that any other way.
She
I'm
is
sorry,
black.
everybody. Um,
She's blackety black black.
I figured it was the easiest way to say it. But there is something to be said about you have, I guess, representation in Pokemon
Yes.
because Gen
Yes.
1 didn't have any representation. I
Hmm.
don't think it was good or bad. It just didn't exist. I don't think
Right.
Gen 2 was better. I think Gen 2 was better.
Hmm.
I think Gen 3 was significantly better.
Hmm.
But then you get Sword and Shield, where you now have a character who actually represents you and represents your ethnicity
Hmm.
and your skin color and your creed and everything else, for lack of a better word. And so, what
Hmm.
is that like? Because I think it is important that Nessa is there, and then you're cosplaying Nessa.
Hmm.
And so,
Yeah.
so what is that like for you? Because again, I am a proponent that you can, cosplay anything you want. It's like Killer Bee in Naruto is a good example of that too.
Yeah, she's on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yes, everyone can cosplay everyone, but so like growing up, I'll just say I had an issue with cosplaying a lot because like when I was like looking up different cosplayers, usually they're not. There's less. There was less diversity then, and I would remember seeing like a Zelda and be like, "Wow, that Zelda looks like she just walked out the TV." But if I ever cosplay Zelda, I would never look like that. And so I struggle with that a lot actually. So having someone like Nessa pop up and be super popular, it was amazing to be able to actually have that like ability to like again, anyone can cosplay whatever you want. There's no shame in anything, but it's a little bit more oomph when I can actually cosplay someone that is black because it means a little bit more to me. And like Iris too. I was actually thinking about cosplaying her, but her hair looks a lot, so I haven't cosplayed her. But
I'm laughing because it's true. That's why that's funny. That's why that's funny because it's true.
it's yeah, she's like a freaking what's it called, axu like in her hair. Like that's how thick and like her hair is. Like, are you kidding me? I cannot. But it just means I don't know. It's just so nice to have. I don't know how to word this without. It's just nice cosplaying black characters. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. It's just something that it just feels a little bit more special, I guess, for me. But again, you can cosplay anyone. It's just
I mean,
uh,
I'll put it this way, right? So obviously, I'm not gonna go cosplay Nessa for any position, okay? For a lot of reasons. A, I don't think I could pull it off. B, I'm white and I'm pasty white.
okay. Listen, it goes both ways. Okay, it
I don't
goes
even think
both
I would
ways.
touch Killer Bee either for a lot of reasons. So I can see, you know, cosplaying if you're white or black, you can cosplay Harley Quinn. No problem. I think that there is a position sometimes where you can't touch certain characters. Where I think Killer Bee for anybody who's white is off limits. I really do. Um, I think it's hard if you're
It's
white to do Killer Bee. I think it's hard to do Nessa if you're white. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think you could do Cora either way.
yeah, that's true.
That I can see. I think you could do Genlock, Michael B. Jordan's character either
Mhm.
way. I really think that could be pulled off.
Right.
Killer
It's
Bees tougher.
well, it's funny you bring that up because my partner actually said he said, yeah, like Disney, for example, Disney princesses. He said, yeah, if you're like white or Asian, you can't be Tiana. Like you can though, you can. But he was
You
saying,
legally can. I mean, no,
okay,
I'm not gonna stop anybody. I'm just saying it's hard. Like Cinderella could go either way.
well,
Like,
okay, well, because because they've had both a Brandy and then the white person. They she's black and white, but no, like I I don't know.
Snow
Maybe this
White
is
can
a
go either
I
way too.
do what now?
Snow White can go either way.
I guess no. Yeah, I guess no. I mean, this may be a I don't maybe it's a battle that I'm not I don't know. For me personally, I think that white people can cosplay black characters. They do have many more to pick from that will match their
I'm,
ethnicity.
I'm,
However,
I'll give a good example of a black actor who can be both black or white. Lex Luthor can go either way,
yeah.
very easily, and that I can see. I think, and then on the female side from DC, Amanda Waller, I think you can do either way.
Mhm.
I really think it can be done either way. Um, but Amanda Waller is a tough one to pull off because you need to really know who Amanda Waller is. Amanda Waller is a fantastic underrated DC character. Unutilized, massively underappreciated, and so instrumental. So
Mhm.
instrumental in the DC universe. But
Mhm.
I digress. But I do want to talk about Sailor Mercury because you have a Sailor Mercury, and this is one of them.
Yes.
This is also that one.
Yes,
This
with an
is in
afro.
play.
Yes.
That's Froggy. That's Froppy. But
It's proper.
that's we're
Yes.
gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But this is your Sailor Mercury. So what's the story behind Sailor Mercury? Because everybody knows Sailor Moon.
Yes. So, um, how did I start? I was in a cosplay club at Auburn University, and there was what happened? There was a little group, and they're like, "Hey, we should do Sailor Scouts." And no, wait, let me back up. That was not then. What happened was I started watching Sailor Moon, and I saw Sailor Mercury, and I loved her. And then later, after I joined cosplay club, I was like, "Oh my god, let me be Sailor Mercury." Um, but spoiler, I've only seen like 5 episodes, but I watched enough for Sailor Mercury. And eventually, what happened was I moved here to Florida, and it was actually Halloween night, and I was dressed as Pikachu, and I was inebriated, and there was a Sailor Moon and Venus walking around, and I'm like, oh my god! And I bolt toes towards them. I'm like, I'm Sailor Mercury. Like, no, you're Pikachu. Like, no, I'm Sailor Mercury. And so they're like, cool. So we exchanged information, and then the next day I went to a convention with them, and then we just started talking. We're like, oh my god, we should have a Sailor Moon group. And then we founded the Sailor Scouts of Jacksonville. And I don't know, kind of stuck at Sailor Mercury. I liked her because she was really smart. And at the time, I didn't know any other scout. So I was like, cool, Sailor Mercury, she's my girl. And again, it worked out that no one else wanted to be her. So I don't know. I don't know. I just like Sailor Mercury, and I don't know. I like being able to incorporate like the afro because I have a blue afro with her now, and she has like cute little gadgets that I can work with. And so now I'm just part of the Sales Scouts of Jacksonville as Mercury, and that's just like she is me now. I am her.
So what is that like? Kind of making a character yours.
um. I've only seen 5 episodes,
Terrible.
so I kind of, I don't know. She from what I understand, she's very, shy and reserved and everything. And when I am her, I like a little tinge of that, but I also am able to like kind of show myself also like I'm also myself in her, and I act as if she would act, but as more outgoing, more outspoken, more like me. So, and that's kind of how especially like when I put the outfit on, I just get into that whole like mindset, the whole vibe, and then that's just kind of how I make that work.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mhm.
And then obviously I want to dive into Froppy because I love My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I've seen 3 seasons of that, more than 5 episodes.
I stopped watching after season 4. I watched the first 2 episodes of season 5,
Mhm.
and I like My Hero, but I can't do it anymore. Like, to me, the appeal of it is kinda lost on me. And
Mhm.
I read the basis for it. There's a book called Super Folks.
Mhm.
Super Folks is Grant Morrison's, like, favorite book of all time, and it's, like, the superhero book. The basic premise is that a guy was a superhero, and then the government has slowly been, like, kind of dampening his powers to force him into retirement, and then
Mhm.
there's all this crazy shit that happens in it, and, he's kinda coming back to being a hero, and, it's the basis of, My Hero. It's the basis of Astro City, and Astro City is the basis for My Hero Academia. So I've read the original. Like I've
Wow.
legitimately read the original source material for My Hero, and yet
Wow.
nobody knows where that book and where that manga came from. It is
Yeah.
not the original concept.
Huh.
It's anything but that. So if
Mhm.
you want to read the real stuff, guys, Astro City, it'll blow your mind away. It'll
Right?
blow your mind away.
We got the scoop.
It'll blow your mind away. That thing came out in the '90s too, which is crazy.
Like me. Anyway, yeah, no, but I actually love Froppy. I When My Hero first came out, I started watching it like it was like it was so long ago, and like it wasn't super popular then, and then all of a sudden it was like one of those things where it gets popular out of nowhere, and I of course there was a group like, oh my god, we should do a squad. So I'm like, cool. Who would I want to cosplay? And I knew I wanted one of the girl characters, and she was the only one who didn't really. I hope I don't like make anyone mad, but like a lot of them annoyed me, and so Froppy didn't annoy me. I don't know. I feel bad for saying that. I'm sorry, and I feel like oh my gosh, what's her name? The gravity one. I feel like she's a little basic. I don't know. I'm sorry, but God, what's her name? A choka? A choka? A choka?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Anyway.
This is what I mean, in which My Hero Academia, it's again these characters are complicated because they are becoming heroes,
Mhm.
and they're becoming, I guess, quote unquote, heroes, and they're coming to adulthood,
Mhm.
and I get all that, and that's interesting. But I'm also like, they're also kind of not ready for the real world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then even
Exactly.
still, like, in multiple positions, they're not really ready for the real world either, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah. I
like,
don't know.
after season 4, I kinda lost it where I'm like, "This isn't working, and
Mhm.
this is a problem," and I'm sorry to say it, but there gets a point where it's like, "We need to really make this realistic."
Yeah. Yeah, but I will actually say, about My Hero. Is Hawks, like, in the show? Because I saw him in a movie, and I'm obsessed with him. I love him so much, and I've always seen him in a movie.
He gets into the show at some point, but like, again, I will watch and I will finish My Hero Academia. I've read half the manga. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think there's better things out there than
Yeah.
My Hero. Like, I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I think Attack on Titan, the second and third season of Attack on Titan, smokes My Hero. The fourth
This
season,
doesn't because okay, I watched the first season, like, I binged Attack on Titan first season, and then the first episode, second season started, I'm like, "Ugh," and then I stopped watching it. I'm so sorry. I heard it was really good, but
the
I'll have to
problem
try
with
it again.
Attack on Titan is that they took the wrong approach. My Hero took the correct approach, where My Hero did 12 episodes season 1. Season 1 was only 12 episodes.
Let me get this light on. I'm sorry. A little
Oh, yeah,
dark
yeah,
in here
you're
now.
you're fine, you're fine. So season 1 of My Hero was 12 episodes, they didn't know how it was gonna go. Then season 1 of Attack on Titan was 24 episodes, but then they waited 3 years to do season 2. Yet they were the hottest thing on the planet, and what
Mhm.
they should have done is they should have waited. They should have done 12, then they should
Mhm.
have done another 12, and then you should have done a 24 episode season for season 3 and then 4, and you wouldn't have had all the delays, and you produced a fantastic anime and fantastic 60 episodes, give or take, of
Mhm.
Attack on Titan, but you broke it up in such a way that you lost momentum where
Yeah.
it should have been powered into it. And that's the problem. And My Hero Academia understands how to power into a show
Mhm.
really effectively. But again, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood did a really good job of providing 63 episodes of
Mhm.
just solid packed, almost no waste
Mhm.
in
Oh,
Brotherhood.
Full Metal.
Almost almost none. There is some waste stuff in there, but again, it packed in a really good show in a really, really clean, timely manner.
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
I
I actually
digress.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go, you go.
No, I for Full Metal, I actually I feel like I'm about to get like so many angry people, but I like the original and I've only seen a little bit of Brotherhood. But I love the original. I don't know if anyone else even likes the original compared to Brotherhood. But Full Metal was such a good show.
Full Metal Brotherhood was great.
Yeah.
They did a great job with Brotherhood. It really, really follows the manga
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. So I'm gonna put that on the list because that one I definitely need to. I forgot it existed until you mentioned that. So now I'm gonna like watch it like now. Probably gonna
I
binge.
have the original in Blu-ray because the original was good too. It's just
Yeah,
different. Just
it's
different.
different. Yeah.
Shambhala was a good movie, but it's also different.
Mhm.
There's a different component to the first one. It's kinda like the first 2 Spice and Wolf, so now they're redoing it, and I don't really know what they're gonna be doing with the new Spice and Wolf, but it looks good, but also you had a pretty solid Spice and Wolf show already, so
Mhm.
I digress because I wanna talk about the video game stuff you've done.
Yes.
So, obviously, I wanna start with Amy Rose because I love Sonic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, I did that in like 4 hours. It was awful. Do not recommend.
So what's
Yeah,
the deal with that? Because Amy, so obviously we have Sonic the Hedgehog games. The last one was not good.
we
I
don't
didn't
talk
get
about it.
it. I didn't get that game. It was too free world. Like
Mhm.
I felt the game. This is just my criticism, and then I'll drop it. Is that the levels feel like they were just there, and then
Mhm.
you had the world, and it didn't make sense to me. Is the point? I
Mhm.
spent like $80 on it, and it was not a good $80. Live and
Aw.
learn.
Well,
Resident
yeah.
Evil 4 is $80. Brilliant.
Mhm.
That
Wait,
was
what game? Sorry.
Sonic like Frontiers.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I love
But
Sonic.
I digress. In which the question is that Sonic has the video game
Okay.
stuff. It's got the comics,
Mhm.
and then you had Sonic the movie, the first one, which did well, and then
Mhm.
the second one did great. I
Mhm.
mean, I saw it like a week during its opening weekend. It was great.
Mhm.
And so, and then we're getting Sonic 3, and we're probably gonna get Sonic 4. And there's a good chance Amy might be in Sonic 3.
She
It's a good
better
chance.
be.
I mean, it's
Anyway,
Adventure 2. It's
yeah.
Adventure 2.
Yeah. So
So
oh, it
what's
is. You're right. Because of the right. So okay, yeah, okay. Sonic. First of all, Adventure 2 Battle, that was my favorite. Like, I love, like, I spent so many hours in that Chow Garden. Like, I would leave my GameCube on overnight so they would grow. Oh my god, I freaking love it. Anyway, Sonic. Yeah, so it was it was actually it was a Sonic event. It was a Sonic event that I was like, oh, I want to go to that. And then I decided to do that, what, 2 days before I decided to go to it. So I knocked out that dress in a few hours. I just really like I love Amy's obsession with Sonic. It's like hilarious to me, and so I like I wanted to be able to do that and like canonically and like be extra and be like insanely over the top, and it was great. I was able to do that. Um, and I actually also did an an armor version of her, because someone's like, "Hey, let's do armor Sonics." I'm like, "Oh my god, Amy!" I think she's so fun to do, And I love big props. And so she had a giant hammer. So I'm like, perfect. And I don't know, I was able to bring in my love for big props and then bring in my love for being extra the top and or extra and over the top. And I just really love her. And Sonic was such a big like I loved it like growing up. And now that the movies are in, it's like still like relevant and I'm able to like fulfill my Sonic need with cosplaying her. And I actually it's funny you bring that up. Actually, was so we're actually going to a convention and we are going to do a Sonic group, and actually I'm planning to be Knuckles, for that because I don't know, Knuckles is great, and to me he's like black coded. So so it's I don't know. I love Knuckles and Amy and Knuckles. They're so great, and Shadow. I don't know. I love Sonic. It's so I actually confession. I actually went through my old stuff when I was like in high school. I used to have like binder covers where I would like put pictures on stuff, and it's like history, and like put like Kirby pictures like science. And so for one of my binder covers I found it was a bunch of Sonic and Shadow pictures together, like shipped. And I'm like, oh my god, I was so cringe. I can't believe I like walked around with that. But here I am still cosplaying Sonic. So
I remember putting stuff on my assignment pad. Oh man, I put up some fun ones. For a bunch of Penny Arcade stuff. And I shocked my entire class. And then my best friend was sitting right next to me, and what would happen is that I put up a Penny Arcade where you have I forget the main character, but he's interviewing somebody. He's like, "When has there been an octagon in Tetris?" And he's like, "Sadly, I'm the square. I really let myself go." And then I put up a picture of the world with a flag on it. And then in the cartoon, there's a word bubble that says, "I will rule the world." So I show my
oh,
whole class. I'm like, "This is up there with a picture of a flag in the world because I'm planning to rule the world." And my entire
oh,
class just looks at me like, "What the hell is the
who
matter with
is
you?"
this guy?
And both teachers in that room were just like looking at me, and
Like, okay.
it would have been really funny if yeah, there was a lot of stuff in there. And then I put up the picture of Goku. Where you ever have a day where you die, you come back to life again, and then you die again? And everyone's like, dude, what's
What?
wrong with your assignment pad? And I get it completely. I get it completely. And
Yeah.
I wish I still had that assignment pad because it's so relevant. It's so
It
relevant.
is. It is. You like put it like I don't know, put it up on a wall or something. I don't know.
But I get it completely. I enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog a lot. I really enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mhm.
I've had a bunch of people on from that show. I've had Colin O'Shaughnessy who plays Tails. I've had Lisa Ortiz who plays Amy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So I would love to have who plays Sonic, but Roger or something. I can't think of his last name. But again, not important. But I do want to talk about Kirby since you mentioned Kirby.
Kirby. I have a Kirby. Yeah, little Kirby. I have a Kirby right here too. He's gonna join us for a little bit. Um,
So Kirby
yeah.
there. I think this is Kirby too.
Yes, 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 yes. Um, yeah, Kirby. He's one of those things where again it was like a simple. It's just a circle. It's just a few circles, right, and eyes, right? Like it's just a little pink blob. Actually, I learned that the creator, a little Kirby, the creator who made Kirby, he actually made it with that design because he said that he wanted something easy for kids to be able to draw. Like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But I love Kirby. I loved like Crystal Shards. Like that was like one of my games growing. Like I loved the game. And again, it's one of those things where I can basically do what I want with whatever like the design of the costume. And it just has to be pink and have a star rod and have like little cheeks and that's it. And it's also fun because like with Kirby, he swallows he sucks people. Neither of them sound right, and he gets their powers. Um, and it's fun because when I get to be Kirby, I will like just mess around with people and like take their their prop and then pretend like I got their powers and like pose next to them. It's really fun. It's really cute. Um, I don't know. I Kirby. I just love Kirby. Kirby's so cute to me, and he's my main in Smash. And so I have like all these Kirby stuffed animals everywhere, and I want to actually do more Kirby designs. But I don't know. I really do like being Kirby. And there's like I'm telling you, I have so many Kirby stuffed animals. It's he's a whole vibe.
I remember going to the Nintendo store in near Rockefeller Center, and they had all these like different Kirby, figurines there that in like little plastic bags that were like $3, and they were great. They were great.
He's
And
so
I remember going into the city maybe once every 10, 12 weeks, and two or three of them, and you have them all lined up. You got Meta Knight, you got like Kirby in blue form, and all the Kirby.
exactly. He has so many different like I don't know, like he's sleeping, he's smushed, or he's full because he's like all floaty, or he has all these different powers, and or he's falling, or it's like little different. I don't know. It's easy for them, I guess, to make figurines of him because he's just a little bitty like blob, and they can just do whatever they want. I don't know. And he's very meme. He's very memeable. So
Yes, yes, he is. And then obviously sticking with the Nintendo because I'm a big Nintendo fan. Eventually, probably sometime this year, I'm going to buy a Switch just so I can play Mario Kart. Remember, guys, we pass on the left. I want to make that crystal clear. I want to also make this crystal clear. Just because your kid gets a perfect score on Rainbow Road does not mean he's going to pass his driving test.
Oh gosh, Rainbow Road.
I just want to make that crystal clear. My kid, and I don't have a kid yet. I don't have a kid yet. I shouldn't say that. But I'm gonna have to explain to my kid when he becomes 16. I'm like, I get it. You're good on Rainbow Road, but drifting on your driving test doesn't count.
You just reminded me of this when I used to play Mario Kart DS, and you would play online with people that like in Japan, and they would always like snake, and they would just laugh at you, and I'm like, I don't even want to play anymore. Like it just makes it not even
I
fun.
played Mario Kart on the Wii with my math teacher
Oh wow,
every Friday night for like
that's so
three
cute.
months. He's like, "Yo, we'll play." I'm like, "Let's do it." And
That
it was
is
great.
so
Driving, he's
cute.
driving. It was great. He's like, and then he says to the class, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was playing with Andrew, last weekend, and he's not very good." And then I'm like, it was very funny. It was very funny.
it it is cool how Mario Kart like so many people, even if they're not like into gaming, they can just easily pick up Mario Kart and be like, yeah, let's play Mario Kart. I don't know. It's like
My math teacher was a very, very cool individual where he had a lot of fun, and he what he would do on Halloween is he would dress up, and he dressed up as a shower curtain, and he had a spray bottle, so he would spray a bunch of students who were his students and we had in previous years.
oh
Great,
my
great, great teacher.
gosh. That's
And
so that actually reminds me of my band director. We actually play Mario Kart on band trips. We have a DS, and I actually brought my DS from my sister's DS so he could play. We would play like what 8 people in a round a match, and he was super into video games, and he was so into games that one of our concerts was a video games live music concert. It was really dope. But actually, that just reminded me of my band director. He's so great. I wonder how he's doing now. I feel like reach out to him. Anyway.
Oh man, no, we always pass on the left, everybody. You pass on the left. That's all I'm gonna say. But I do want to talk about Zelda because you did this.
Yes. Yes. Riju. Oh my goodness. So I like Zelda. I got stuck in Breath of the Wild and I haven't picked it up since. um and with Riju, with she was actually she doesn't seem complicated, the costume, but she was a little more complicated than I thought she was gonna be. Like the headpiece, like you can't really tell, but like on the belt, like it took like I had to like get like a soldering iron or whatever those hot knives and just like put in every single little detail in them. And then like the flower thing on the side, like the Garuda symbol, and like especially the headpiece and then the hair. It's so much. And unfortunately, the headpiece would not work. So as soon as that picture was taken, it fell off, and I spent hours, hours trying to fix it. I missed the photo shoot; it was a whole thing. I do like Zelda though, and I've been stuck in Breath of the Wild and I haven't played Zelda.
Have you seen Stone Cold Steve Austin interviewing Cody Rhodes?
No.
Oh, you gotta see this. Stone Cold Steve Austin says, "I'm gonna 30 seconds, 5 questions." Kind of Family Feud a little bit.
Mhm.
Best Zelda game, and Cody Rhodes like Ocarina of Time. He's like, "Oh, bro, no, Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild." And you have Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he's like a big muscular guy. You got Cody Rhodes, who's very masculine too, and he gets
Mhm.
Stone Cold like, "You're wrong. You're just wrong."
Wow, it's like the Breath of the
Cody
Wild.
Rhodes.
Well, what's your favorite Zelda game?
Oh, I mean, my favorite is Minish Cap. Minish Cap was fun.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard anyone say that before.
Minish Cap's
Oh,
a lot of fun.
yeah.
You get your sword, and then you get,
Mhm.
like, 3 miniature links, and you get to do a bunch of cool stuff. You get to go
Yeah.
into miniature world, big world. You get to, like, get, like, an awesome shield, all, like, the Easter eggs in that game. Oh,
Mhm.
it's great. Like, how you get the mirror shield. Oh, that's great.
I actually like Wind Waker a lot. But I don't know. I haven't played that in so long, but that was my favorite. So I don't
That's good, and the original is fun too because the original, you could technically do it out of order. So you after the first dungeon, you can do any dungeon you wanna do, and there's reasons why you might wanna do the 4th. The 4th dungeon is actually easier than the 2nd.
Why would they do that? Why? Shouldn't the second one be easier than the
Because
fourth?
because because what happens is that then once so you're gonna have a bit of a hard time on the 4th one, it's gonna be tough, but once you get the item and the weapons in the 4th dungeon, the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 5th dungeon are easier.
Okay. I
So,
get that.
actually, if you're trying to speed run it, you wanna do the 4th as soon as possible.
Interesting. I'm gonna make some notes in case I go back and play that. But
There's, like, all sorts of stuff in
oh
that
yeah.
game that's so, so useful to know.
Mhm.
And theoretically, you could do the 7th actually, also pretty easily too.
Mhm.
I mean, the only one you can't do is the 8th, but first, because then the game's over.
Yeah, yeah. That makes
But
sense.
I digress. It's neither here nor there. But that's what I enjoy. I mean,
Yeah.
but again, Minish Cap was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Really enjoy Minish Cap. But you theoretically can't beat Minish Cap because after you beat Minish Cap, it resets the game right before the final boss.
What?
So
Why? That
because there's all the Easter eggs you could do in the game.
oh, oh, okay.
And then it just becomes a freelancing adventure to just
Yeah,
complete all the
I
fun
get
stuff. And then once you get all the kinstones, all the trophies, all your hearts, all the secret scrolls, then the
mhm.
game's over essentially.
Okay. Sounds
And
very
you just
Zelda.
fuck around in the game because that's
Yeah.
what I like to do. I like to fuck around in that game a lot.
Mhm.
It's like Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, I pretty much played and I did all the side missions. I got all this ammunition and I got all these power ups where legitly I'm facing this way and the enemy's that way, and my gun shoots in Cyberpunk 2077 and it hits my enemies. And my
That sounds
handgun just
amazing.
it's insane. It's so broken. Like I don't even have to aim anymore. My handgun just I just shoot it and then the bullet
Yeah.
goes the other way. It's
Oh,
great.
it's a little OP, but okay. That's cool.
No. You could do that in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody can do that in the game. It's amazing. But I purposely grinded for like I played Cyberpunk like I play shoot Grand Theft Auto. I legitly just played it as a free world before I beat the
Yeah.
whole game.
Okay. So then Breath of the Wild is like perfectly up your alley.
Maybe I don't know.
You
I've
haven't
never
played
played.
it?
Nope.
What? Hang
I,
on.
I
Wait.
don't even have a Switch. The last
That's right. You did say that.
I don't
You
have
s-
a Switch. I haven't touched my Wii in probably 10 years. I have
yeah.
an Xbox One X that I love, and I play on my Xbox One X.
Mhm.
And I said this before that the smartest thing Xbox/Microsoft could do is have a licensing deal with Microsoft. Nintendo and Microsoft should have a licensing deal with each other where they should throw some of those games
Yeah.
on Xbox. Nintendo will make more money by putting Pokemon Coliseum on Xbox.
Oh my gosh, yes. And
Things like that.
yeah, I was talking to my partner about this actually. The thing about Nintendo is like all the IPs, they're like exclusives. It's weird to call them Nintendo exclusives, but like they're exclusives. But if they just again partner with either Microsoft or Sony, then
I
they
mean,
can get their games in a better
the
systems.
reason though is that Nintendo is a weird beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Nintendo is a hardware and software company at the same time, and it's a culture company. So that's the problem with Nintendo is that they are a culture company. So Mario is Nintendo,
Yeah.
and so Samus is Nintendo. Cyberpunk 2077 or Call of Duty is not Microsoft.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Overwatch
that's true.
is not Microsoft. Halo is Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Halo on PS5 doesn't make any sense.
No, no.
Like Forza Horizon 4 or 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
it's a Microsoft property, but it could be fine on PlayStation. There's
Mm-hmm.
no competition for Forza, but something like Halo is definitely that. And Destiny, which
Mm-hmm.
is similar to Halo, is definitely a Sony property.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy, what was it, exclusive for a year on PS5 or PS4?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
me and my friend have discussions about that because he has a PS4. I have an Xbox One X, and we both agreed that we're skipping. He's not getting a PS5. I'm not getting the new Xbox that came out, and then I'll get the next one after that
Mm-hmm.
because it makes no sense. Because what, we're 2.5 years out from the next gen.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's funny when you said Final Fantasy when you brought that up. It made me think like in my head, my I don't know. When I think of Final Fantasy, I think of Sony, but then I'm like, well, I guess not. I don't know. To me, it's like Kingdom Hearts. It's Sony, but I guess not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Kingdom Hearts is not exclusive.
it's not. But when it first came out, I thought it was only on PlayStation. But maybe
Maybe
I'm wrong.
maybe the first one was, but Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts 3, which was great. I loved
yeah,
Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Um,
Oh my god, I was so lost because I didn't play the side game, so I was like, "What is going on?" So I had to
again,
stop.
I need to find somebody and I'll pay them. And I've said this before. If somebody wants to do a real like 18-hour 6-part documentary, I'll pay somebody like $5,000 for that.
Yeah.
To have the rights of that documentary and do it in a way
Mhm.
that, but I'm buying the content because I think that content will be worth every penny I pay for it.
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
the whole thing, 18 hours, because somebody did Resident Evil, the history of Resident Evil, in like 21 hours
Oh,
on
wow.
YouTube for free, and I listened to all 21 hours of it. And obviously, Resident Evil 4 fucked it up a little bit because they missed certain things, but again, relatively 90% solid.
Mhm.
Dude, you deserve a lot of money for that.
Yeah, seriously, 21 hours, Jesus.
I mean, it wasn't like 21 hours straight. It was like 2 hours
Well,
here,
yeah,
2 hours
21
here,
hours
2.
total, that's a lot.
There's a lot of stuff with Resident Evil.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. So,
I can see that.
so but enough about that because
Yeah,
I do want to
sorry.
talk about you did Daisy too. So
Yes.
Daisy here, Daisy there.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you did her.
I love my Nintendo. Yeah, so it's 'cause, Peachy Peaches, so initially, I was like, eventually, only Princess Peach, because Peachy Peaches, um, but that hair, I don't wanna do that yeah, I don't wanna do that hair. But also Daisy see, I don't know if it's the culture if it's, what's the word? The, not the culture, the society if society is giving
Suppression.
her
You
this
go with suppression. Suppression marks.
no. And okay, this I don't know if society is giving her this personality or if she's actually giving that personality through Nintendo. But
No, this
she's
is
like,
what's going on. Let me tell
yeah.
you explain what's going on with Daisy. She knew Luigi was getting a mansion, so she needed to marry.
Oh
With the
my
money.
God. Do not listen here. She's independent. She don't need no man or his money. but she likes Luigi because he's soft.
Yeah,
Listen.
he's soft, all right. Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness!
mean, I
Stop
mean.
it! Stop it! No, she's like she's just so she's sassy and she's like well from I interpret her as like Peach is all like cutesy and ooh, and Daisy's like all in your face and like he said no pickles energy, and I love that. And so I also have a friend who does Peach and like perfect because I want to be freaking Daisy because she's a vamp. Like I don't know, I love her, and
Oh
so I
no,
started
I
to
think I
do
think
her.
I think Luigi's soft. Daisy's just marrying for the money. I know it.
She
You know it.
did not. She is independent. She doesn't need his little money. No, no,
That's
no,
what
no.
you say now. That's what you say now.
Listen, I don't care. I'm a Daisy stan. I will fight for her. I love her. She doesn't even need me to fight for her. She can fight her own battles. Oh my gosh, I love her.
I'm just saying that Luigi's soft,
Got a
and
mansion.
that's okay if you disagree. You have a right to disagree. It's a free
I
country, but you can be
heavily
wrong.
disagree.
You can be wrong. It's okay.
Get out of here. Oh my god. I could not believe the audacity.
I mean, I think she's just marrying for the money. That's what I think. But who am I to judge?
Right, even if she did, she could do what she wants to. She listen, she deserves everything. She deserves the world. And she got into Smash. She deserves everything. I love it. I love her.
I'm just saying it's about the money, and it's all right.
Get out of here. And moving on. Agree to disagree. But
It's
yeah,
okay. You
anyway.
can be wrong. You can be wrong. That's
Oh
all I'm
my
gonna
gosh.
say.
I love her.
But I do want to talk about Overwatch because I used to play
Yeah.
with a bunch of kids in South Korea, and we won a lot of matches. That's how I became a silver rank in Overwatch. Um,
Oh my
this is what they
gosh.
basically said. They barely spoke any English, and like Reinhardt, stay on transport. It was the whole thing.
That's
So
all I need to know.
I'm Reinhardt, and then they're like, stay on the transport, and so I'm there with my shield, and then these 5 other people are all just killing everybody, and then after a while, I just turned off my shield healed, shield back up, somebody's about to die, boom, shields back up, Mercy comes, heals them, and then they're like, and then like, and then I'm like voted like player of the match. I'm
Mhm.
like, how is this even fucking possible? I did nothing. I have 0 kills. I have 0 damage. And
But you
everybody's
got that shield though.
and then I won like the sticker thing, like the emoji where you stay on the whole transport for all 90 meters. Like I got that one. And then
What a gold.
the best one was that we did that, and then I saw an opportunity, and so I killed somebody, and like at the end, like in the chat, they're like, "Dude, how'd you see that?" Like,
Like, hey!
like all 5 of these South Korean kids were like, "We didn't even see that person. How'd you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It
Yeah, I'm that good.
was really funny, but like, no. But even like when you're capturing things, like everybody's behind Reinhardt. It was great. The whole thing was great, and I got to put on a bunch of cool skins, and I had a great time. Went to Go
Hey.
Park, and it's so much fun when you're like just having a good time. But you got to do Sombra.
Yes. Yes, I did Sombra. Yeah, yeah. That was actually for an event. And they're like, oh, pick an Overwatch character. I'm like, cool, Sombra, I like her. But that was another one of the situations where I'd actually, at the time, had not played the game. Um, I just picked her because I thought she looked cool. But the game, funny story, I I tried playing it, and at the time I was in a long distance relationship, and my partner came to visit, and as I was working, he would play Overwatch, leveling me up, like my account. And then he left, and I tried to play myself, and it was so leveled up, and I was just garbage that it was really really bad, and everyone hated me, and I got all this hate mail, hate messages, and I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I haven't played since. But I did really like being Sombra. She's fun. I haven't played a lot of Overwatch, but I play Heroes of the Storm, and they have Overwatch characters, and I like Lucio a lot. I don't know if that counts at all, um, but no, it was fun when I played for a few matches, and I love being Sombra. She's cool.
Overwatch is a lot of fun depending on who
Yeah.
you're playing. So my friends came to visit, and so what we did is that we just ordered pizza and a bunch of alcohol, and we just played just fun matches, and we would just hand off the controller, and all of a sudden I'm leveling up there. We're all leveling up my account, but we're all just having a good time, but we're not playing competitive.
Oh, see, that's fun. See, that's the vibe that I think I would like to go for instead of
So
playing
so
online.
again, competitive Overwatch isn't fun.
It's
Sometimes
not.
it can be,
If you're
but
good.
it depends also who you're playing with. It also depends
Right.
what vibe you're in. It depends what you're doing. I mean, I used to play a lot. What I used to do is I used to come home from my job when I was in DC. I'd pick up dinner. I would pick up alcohol and pick up dinner because I would get off the metro. I pass the alcohol store, cross the street, get my dinner, eat my dinner, pour myself a bunch of drinks, and have legitly a 12 pack of soda, have my rum next to me, my 1.75 liter of rum, have
What
a
else do you need? You got
and
your
then I would
goods.
play so now I'd be home around, like, 5:30, so, basically, I'm back in my apartment around 6, eat my dinner, watch, like, The Office for, like, an hour, and then I play Overwatch for 3 hours from 7 to 10 and then watch wrestling, and then wrestling was 2 hours for free on Twitch, which is great, and then after that, I would watch a movie on Netflix as I detox out to 2 o'clock until I'm sober enough to go to sleep, and then I wake up at 11 the next day on
Oh my
Saturday.
goodness. Perfect life.
Amazing. And
10
then
out
and
of
then and
10.
then yeah, I wouldn't drink for the next 6 days. It was
Well,
great.
yeah.
Great. It was absolutely great.
You would drink the whole bottle of rum?
Oh, not the whole bottle.
Okay. I was like, "Oh my goodness, your liver is, like, amazing if it can
No,
handle all that."
I didn't drink the whole bottle, but I drank, I had, like, 8, 9 shots in 8 hours,
You know,
maybe 11.
okay. That's
But
not okay, that's not that bad.
I'm,
That's
like,
not
tweeting wrestling, I'm having a great time, and
mm.
nobody's bothering me, and apparently there was, like 2 or 3 fights some nights on Friday night, and I didn't hear a damn thing, and I just locked my door. I'm like,
Like, "Oh, it's all good." Exactly.
so that's my Overwatch story,
Mhm.
and, now I'm 31, I can't do that.
Yeah, I went to an event not too long ago, and I had was it maybe 6 drinks over the course of 5 hours, and I was dead, and, I threw up, so it's yeah.
Last
It
time
is what it is.
I had a rough January 2 years ago, and I drank a lot during that January. People were like, "Okay, Andrew's not good." But once people understood what the hell was going on, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you
oh.
understand. You were running a Kickstarter, taking a test, you failed, you thought you fucked up your life.
Oh,
I get it."
I'm sorry.
"Oh, no. I passed my test. My Kickstarter was successful, but it was beyond stressful."
Mhm.
So people are like, "Oh, I get it. You are legitly dealing with every influx of stress at the same time." And people understand but then
Like,
now
yeah, drink some
I
more.
just, I just get hammered on my Friday night and I don't really talk to anybody. It's great. I just watch anime,
30s.
play video games. I drive my car
Mhm.
in Forza Horizon 4. It's wonderful. I,
I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know what that means. So
Forza Horizon 4 is an open world car game.
okay. Right.
Legitly,
Sorry. I thought you were saying your car is that, and I was like, I
no,
don't
no, no,
know
no,
what car.
no, no, no.
Yeah, okay.
Forza Horizon 4, you
I've heard
can
of Forza. I've heard of Forza, yeah.
yeah, Forza is great. So I'm just driving my Lambo in the countryside of England, and it's like springtime, and then you're just driving on a peaceful driving, like it's like the whole course should take you about 40 minutes if you follow the edge around, and so it's just like a nice 40-minute drive in peace, and it's
Mhm.
so calming. It's so calming. Such a great game. And
Decompress.
listen to music and it's great. Soundtrack's great, but I digress. That has nothing to do with your character. Nothing to do with it. Nothing at
It's
all.
okay. It's okay.
But
It's like
but we have to talk about Korra because I love Korra.
me too.
I really, really, really enjoy seasons 1 and season 3 of Korra. I thought season 4 was complicated. I thought season 4 was actually horrific. I thought season 2 was rough. I thought season 4 was horrific, and I don't like how they did Asami and Korra in the graphic novel.
Okay, wait, stop. Okay, wait. Before we keep going, I've seen 2 seasons. If you spoil anything, I will hang up right now.
Which seasons did you see?
Okay, yes. Okay, so let me back up. I binge watched the first season, right? This is like a common trope.
Let me put it this way. You know Korra and Asami, right? I mean,
Yes.
you
Yes.
I mean, that's not spoiling anything. I mean,
Correct. Yes.
there are a couple. If
Yes.
that spoils it, I'm sorry.
No. That's even if that wasn't spoiler, that'd be a cute, happy spoiler.
I figured with that photo, it's
Yes.
it's a pretty fair spoiler. You
Yes.
know?
Yeah, no.
Let's
Yeah,
just say it's Korra and Asami. There's only 2 explanations. Mako is that good or he's that bad.
Oh, Mako. Oh,
He could have had it all. He
he
could have
could
had it
have.
all, but he was
Yeah,
rolling in the deep.
that was perfect. I love that.
And he was setting fire to rain for sure.
I I don't know. I like Korra a lot. Actually, we just started. I'm trying to actually. Recently I started to try to finally finish it. Um, I loved Korra first watching it, like the first season. I binged that, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, we hate Korra. We hate that because she's this and that." But I liked her, and I think she's more. To me, she's a little more. Um, what's the word when you relatable? Maybe I don't know. I feel like she's more. I guess maybe because she's older compared to Aang. Um, I I liked her a lot, and so I was able to cosplay her. And I still haven't finished all of it, but I like it, and I do know that she um breaks the Avatar cycle, and a lot of people are upset that she did that, and they hate her for that. Like, oh, she does this and she's horrible because of this, but it wasn't her fault. Like, I feel like they give hate on her for not enough reason. I don't know. I love Korra. You, you okay?
Yeah, no. My printer's doing something, so I don't know
Oh.
what my printer's doing. So something's going on with my printer. I don't know. Email to my printer, but
Oh, that's fun. It's a little ghost. It also likes Korra. That's why I started printing.
just making sure that nothing is bad with it. Looks like it's okay. Looks like it's
Perfect.
not having a malfunction. Looks like it's not getting hacked. Usually
Yeah.
when stuff starts going and I don't know why it's going, I get a little freaked out.
You sure you don't have a ghost in there?
I'm
That's
pretty
just
sure it's not a ghost. If it was, I can't see it.
poltergeist. Well, yeah.
But so this is. I'm not going to ruin anything. I just don't like the way the graphic novel handled Korra and Asami's relationship
Okay.
moving forward after season 4. I was just like, really? Like, I felt like we had a really good position, and then they fucked it up. They just fucked it up, and it's my criticism where I feel like they trivialized the whole thing, and they just did a horrific job. But it's whatever. But the graphic novels are solid.
Yeah.
I mean, the Korra stuff isn't as good as the regular Avatar
Well,
stuff.
yeah. I don't think it's going to be. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to the Kyoshi stuff. That stuff's gonna be amazing when they
Mhm.
do the anime stuff with that. It's gonna be great. But yeah, so I enjoy Korra. I like Korra. I think this is a great shot for a lot of reasons. I got no problem saying it.
Listen.
What'd you say?
I mean, someone, I don't know if a talks like, hey, let's just do this. I'm like, okay. Hold my hand, Asami. It's cute. It's just cute. We're just looking back at the camera. I don't see any problems.
Well, I am a straight white heterosexual male, so I have a very different interpretation of this. I have no problem stating that. There's a million things I could say. There's a million things I could say. If that's the worst thing I say, I am golden for life. Um, let's just say that this weekend is going to be X-rated on my show without a doubt. Oh my God, Sunday
Oh,
night. It's going to be mind-boggling for people.
what
I'm
is
looking
happening?
Oh my God. So I am interviewing a how do I put this? A cam girl VTuber.
Okay.
So she is a high-end real run on a real engine VTuber on Streamate, which is a campsite.
Okay.
This is the second time I'm doing something like this.
That'll be fun.
The first time was unbelievable, where people were looking at this saying, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh my god, that's so fun though. I love
Because
that.
when you see this and it's interacting with you, your reaction is, "I don't know what this is, but I gotta look at it." It's like when you pass an accident and you're driving and everybody's going slow, they just need to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is. When this is on Facebook, you're like, "What is this? What is this?" And the first one was an unbelievable interview, and it did like 1,200 views in like 2 weeks. And this one will probably do something similar, and it's wild and it's trippy. It's trippy fuck. Where you look at this and you're like, "Oh my God, what is technology here?" She runs on a real video game engine. That's what's crazy about it, is that the specs on it are wild. The running of Sasha Nakamoto, which was the first one, probably runs anywhere from 6 to 9 grand a month.
Jeez.
Between dev space, gig space, hard drive, parts that need to be replaced on in her engine and her software and her computer,
Mhm.
and just the amount of energy and also the licensing of the software. It's an expensive project and thing to run, which is
Yeah.
crazy. But again, I digress. Again, I am a white heterosexual male. Um,
Oh my god, get out of here.
but I do want to talk about one more. Actually, I do. This is a cool Marvel one that you've done.
Yeah, Shuri. Yeah, she so
I,
God,
I
Black.
enjoyed I enjoyed Black Panther, the first one. I thought
Mhm,
2 did the best job they could do, but
mhm.
I didn't think the acting was the problem. I just thought they were dealt a bad hand on that one, where no matter what they did, it was not gonna be okay.
Yeah,
They were just dealt a shitty hand,
yeah,
collectively. It's unfortunate where they were just dealt a bad position, and they had no way to win on that movie. No way. They
yeah.
should have just canceled it. They should have let Black
No.
Panther alone, and they should have figured out a new position. I think it would have been so much smarter to figure out how to get her, Tygira, and do something else
Mhm.
with put Black Panther in something else, or Shuri in something else.
Yeah, Shuri. Mm, maybe it's not a popular opinion, but I kind of like. I don't know. I've. It's just it's hard, right? It's hard with how he passed, and it's hard to continue that going with the circumstances. But I think I'm okay with it. I don't know. I don't even know.
I enjoyed Black Panther. I did not like Black Panther 2. I was not happy with Black Panther 2.
It was very long. I think it's hard to. It's easy to please me, so maybe I'm not the right person to ask because I like everything and like anything and everything. So I generally liked it. It was very long, but I generally liked it. Um,
I mean, I
and
could say the movie I loved, both of them. I loved Into the Spider-Verse
oh, okay, yeah.
and
Well,
Across the Spider-Verse. I thought both those were great.
yeah. Well, okay, no, but wait. Let me go back to Black Panther and how
Yeah.
like I Black Panther was so. I just remember when it first, like when you just brought that up. It just reminded me like the first Black Panther had when it first came out and how like it was so big, it was so influential. All the like the like the different like African cultural influences into the movie and everything. Like it was so profound. It was just so big. And so that was gonna be impossible to try to follow up with that. Follow that. So I don't know, like you were saying, I don't know if there was a way to make a second one.
Again,
Yeah.
my whole thing is that I think they should have stopped with Black
Yeah.
Panther, but that doesn't mean you get rid of the character. You just
Yeah,
put
okay.
him in Civil War or Endgame or Endgame 2, or you get something going on where you got some crazy conflict with and Black Panther shows up, or sure he shows up. The issue I have with Black Panther 2 is that you're trying to fill Chad Boswick's death and his passing. You're trying to pass the mantle on, and they needed to do what they did with Caesar in Planet of the Apes, where Caesar led his people and then Caesar passed away.
Mhm.
And then it's Hail Caesar, and then you set it up. And Marvel just failed to do that in that movie.
But
And so
how I feel like you have to have some kind of
let,
thing
let me
to
ask this. Let me ask this
perpetuate.
because
Sure.
so when did Chad Boswick pass away? Did he pass away before Endgame ended, or was it Endgame already set in place in the story world? Because if he, because that would have been the best way how to pass the
Mm.
mantle on
Oh.
in a story position. Because now you have a reason where an actor is unfortunately passed away, but you have a way how to pass that on and actually build it into the story.
Mm.
And I don't know. I don't. I think
I
his passing happened
I
after. And
think it must have been after, else I think they would have done something different. It must have been after. Uh,
again, I don't know the full
I
details.
don't
Obviously, I knew
fully
that he
remember.
passed away. My point
Mhm.
is that
Yeah.
they needed to figure out how to do that,
Yeah.
because now you've ended a legacy and you've ended a error and you've
Yeah.
ushered in a new one, and then you could build really efficiently without hurting fans. And that's just good writing. WWE just did this with WrestleMania 40 really, really well. They legitimately ended 40 years of WWE and the sports entertainment Vince McMahon era, and they've ushered in the next generation in 2 nights. They legitimately tied up, and then a week later they also tied up all the loose ends, which is brilliant because
Mhm.
now they get to tell the next generation,
Mhm. Hmm.
and that's what needed to happen. But I don't think it was a terrible movie. I just think that it was going to be
Yeah.
rough either way. But I didn't like him in Jackie Robinson in 42. I did not think he did a good job in that movie.
And what? I'm sorry.
Chad Boswick was Jackie Robinson, and I don't think he did a good job in that movie. I thought he was great in Black Panther.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I don't know. It's weird to since he's like gone. I don't know.
I don't think it was the right role for him. I don't think it was the right role for him because I view Chad Boswick as an action star, Black Panther.
Mhm.
Like I don't view him as a method actor. Like
Right.
what is it? Who plays Knuckles?
Um. You mean like the voice?
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
yeah.
stars on The
It's
Office. He's Luther.
just.
He
Mhm.
is a method actor. Like I made the argument. I think is it Ibra or Ibra Alice
Dude,
or
I feel like I'm about to like lose my card. I'm gonna lose my black card. I see his face. I'm very bad with like
you know
actors
what
and
I'm talking about,
actresses'
right?
names. Yes, I'm very bad with their names,
So
but yes,
I said
I know
this.
what you're talking about.
I said this very publicly that he could be James Bond.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I could see. So I'm not opposed to a black James Bond. I'm opposed to certain people playing James Bond, where I don't want Marshall Ali playing James Bond. I don't think Marshall Ali could pull it off.
See, I'm so bad with names. I don't even know.
He was in the Green Book.
Okay.
So he was the Doctor Shirley in the Green Book.
Okay. I
Ibra Ellis or whatever his name is.
and I know you're talking about.
He could
I
be
started.
James Bond. He could be James
Yeah,
Bond. Easy, hands down. I don't think there'd be
that'd be
any
so.
issue.
That'd be so interesting. Now I really want to see that happen.
No, because
So
I don't know who could be James Bond. I don't. It's terrible.
yeah,
But I digress. I digress because I do want to talk about one more. And again, I'm a huge Starfire fan.
Starfire.
I love Starfire.
Starfire.
I think this is
Yes,
adorable in
she.
a lot of ways.
She. Yeah. So, gosh, I love Teen Titans growing up. And the same like the same breath where I say that Espeon, everyone picks Umbreon, and Teen Titans, everyone's all over Raven, right? It's like same
Yeah,
vibe.
really? Everybody's all over Raven? I
Yes. What
love
do you mean? Oh my god, everyone loves Raven. Oh my god, she's so hot. Oh my god, goth girl. I'm like, okay, okay, woo, dark, but like
that.
Starfire's, I don't know. She she was the second one that I made from hand. She was super important to me because I don't know, I just loved her growing up. I absolutely loved her. And so being able to actually put her costume together when I did, I remember like, so I wore contacts for the first time, like color contacts, and I put in the green eyes, and I put it all together and I started crying. I'm like, I'm Starfire. And then like with the live action show they had, the Titans show, she's a black actress. And so it's like, oh my god, she's black. I don't know. I really do like Starfire, and Teen Titans is that was a whole cultural thing, Teen Titans. I do like Starfire though. She's my girl.
I enjoy Starfire.
I love her. She's
I
happy
thought
and high energy.
I thought Amanda Connors and Jimmy, I can't think of his last name, did a solid job with her on her 12 issue run. I thought it was fun. I liked the fact that she was a ditzy, itsy blonde with red hair.
Mhm.
I thought that was a lot of fun.
She almost also reminds me of like in the Sonic movies, like Knuckles has the same ditzy. He's not ditzy, but some of the things he says, I'm like, oh my god, Starfire would say something.
Knuckles is like a brick of concrete where he's a brick and he interprets
Okay,
everything so literal.
but
Starfire is like,
it's
I'll just kiss you. No problem.
okay. No,
I'll
that's
have
true.
fun. That's Starfire.
Listen, no, sometimes Knuckles says some things, and I'm like, that's Starfire energy. But but he has like that deep voice, so it's like so it comes off as a brick. I don't
so,
know.
so have you seen Big Bang?
Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, the Big Bang Theory.
Oh gosh, forever ago, a few episodes. Yeah.
You know Zach from the Big Bang Theory, right?
Which one's Zach?
Zach is Penny's boyfriend who's kind of dumb, but he winds up selling his company for like tens of millions of dollars.
Sure.
So Zach winds up marrying somebody like Zach, who is kind of like dumb and but like just walks into straight luck. So Zach and Zach's wife they are exactly if Knuckles and Starfire married. That's exactly what it would look like. And now everybody wants to see this. Everybody wants to see a marriage between Knuckles and
Starfire. Oh my god, I don't know. That would be so chaotic because neither of them know what's going on. I could.
Yet they would
God.
save the world. So tell me you wouldn't read that comic. I would write that comic, and oh my god, Paramount and freaking Warner Brothers just fused together. Fucking A, I'll buy both companies because they're probably going to be in a merger anyway in the next 2 years. So this could very well happen. This is not off the table.
That's true. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
I would love it. It'd be the best crossover ever. Knuckles and Starfire's crazy wedding adventure.
Oh my gosh. I'm like stressed just thinking about it. I don't know why. Because oh my gosh. They're like the synergistic
major event. I got this covered. Okay.
Okay. I'll just try to quell the stress that I feel right now.
For 6 issues, it'll be the adventure of them saving the world. And will they make it in time for their wedding ceremony? And then this is the fetch. This is gold.
I love it. Write that down.
This is solid gold here. I will sell so many books because we
I'm
are
telling you.
the stupidest idea ever. And I
That's not
guarantee
it's actually a pretty great idea. Listen here. But I just think it's chaotic and I'm getting stressed, but I'm sure that means it's gonna be a great idea. Just make it happen.
the amount of covers that I could sell, the amount of variants that I could pull off. Oh my god, I'm gonna make a fortune for all the people involved, including myself. Oh, I'll buy like 10 of my own variants. Like, I want my own variant. Here we go. And then I'll get like a 10-parter where it'll be like their wedding ceremony. You'll get all the guests on one side and then this. Oh, it'll be
Oh,
great.
oh, and the little Easter eggs in there too. Oh my God, now you make me all excited. I'm not stressed anymore. So
Yeah, you could have
it's
like Eggman in there. You could have it like be like
oh,
Prime Waldo.
oh, I
I
love
mean,
that.
yeah, there's a famous cover by Neil Adams that did Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali versus Superman, and all these top people are in there.
What? That's awesome.
So you
I
have the
didn't.
Jackson Five, you got
Yeah.
Lucille Ball, you got Lex Luthor, you got Batman, you got
You
Superman, you
said
got Wonder
Jackson
Woman.
5?
Yeah, the Jackson Five were in Avengers.
Wow. Okay, I love this.
I mean, it's a famous cover. I mean, and then
I've never I feel like I'm like out of the loop on so many different things I need to be in the loop
this
on,
was done in
right?
like the 70s. This is not new.
Well, okay, again, out of the loop. Okay, well then now I know I'm in the loop, so I'll go and look that up as soon as this is done.
So obviously, I mean, I love Starfire. I got some Starfire books and homage books coming at Starfire, and I'll make a nice little fortune on those. Without a doubt.
I,
I buy a lot of comics. Let's leave it
yeah.
at that.
So funny. Actually, she's the only one that I have I have the Starfire comics. I don't know how many I have. I thought I was collecting. I was actually collecting the Starfire comics. She's the first one I actually did that for. Her and her the outlaw ones too.
Red Hood and the Outlaw.
Yes, yes.
Scene where she's coming out of the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Anyway,
Makes you question a lot of things, doesn't it?
there's no question.
It is the hottest scene in modern day comics. That's appropriate.
That's appropriate. Yeah. And that's part of what I like about Starfire. She's so in tune with her, but she's just so confident and I don't know. I love her. She's obviously very fiery, especially when she's like older. You know, like not Teen Titans, but she's like adult Starfire.
So it's interesting because they did a bunch of stuff has been done with the Teen Titans. So you have older Teen Titans where you have Starfire and Robin or Nightwing, and they're kind of a couple, and then there's stuff dealing with Red X, and it's kind of Tales of Titans, or it's Titans, or I forget what it's called exactly, but there's a lot of stuff in there. It's
Mm.
really, really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so there's been a bunch of good stuff that's been done with the Teen
Mm-hmm.
Titans lately.
I was
And
just kind of sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I was done.
I was just kind of hoping that I don't know because they're starting to like get all these movies out, so I was kind of hoping that I mean I know they were talking about doing a Nightwing movie before, but I'm assuming I think that's been canned. I just wish that I know it's a Titans show, but I kind of wish that they would bring the Titans. I don't know, just start like a Titans like movie thing with DC because I don't know. I'm tired of all the Batmans, and I think it'd be something new, especially because like the people that grew up with Titans, like as an adolescents, we're all older now. So I feel like now is like the perfect time to start maybe looking into something like that. Like a lot of other things are doing.
It's
Like
going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what they're going to do because they are. I mean, Warner Bros. Discovery just shut down Rooster Teeth, which is crazy because Rooster
mhm,
Teeth just raised a lot of money for one of their
like,
podcasts for the year and sold a bunch of subscriptions to Rooster Teeth, and now that's no longer existed.
I did
And
see
then
that.
you have issues with Ruby, you have issues with Genlock, you have issues with I forget the third title. But I'm surprised that stuff hasn't been sold because there's only two companies that want Ruby and Genlock, and the third one, and that's Crunchyroll directly or Sony or HD Live. Those are the only companies that make any sense for Ruby if Warner Bros. Discovery wants to get rid of it. I think it's problematic if they get rid of Ruby and Genlock. They should just incorporate that into HBO animation.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
but everything is on sale on Rooster Teeth for Ruby. So I think that that's what's so interesting right now about Warner Bros. Discovery is that I don't think Warner Bros. Discovery is a dumb company and has bad management. I just think that they want to get rid of all of their problems and a lot of debt so they could refix a bunch of their problems because they owe AT&T like $30 billion.
Yeah.
I know because I bought a bunch of AT&T stock and I got some of that spinoff purposely because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what was going to happen.
It's so unfortunate it happened though, because like I don't know, Ruby's it's really big and it's I don't know, you don't want to see something like
Season 9? Did you see season 9?
I actually haven't seen any Ruby. I don't know if I'm going to see Ruby.
Okay, seasons 1 through 3 are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They are fantastic. The end of season 3, you're like, oh my god.
Wait, you said there are 9 seasons. Back up, 9.
9.
That's a commitment.
Yeah, yes. So seasons 1 and 2. So season 1 has like 7-minute episodes, but they have like 20.
Oh.
Then season 2 has like 12-minute episodes. Season 3 has like 15-minute episodes, and then you go to 24 minutes, give or take, or 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not nearly as bad as I thought. Like when you say 9, like freaking One Piece, like I mean One Piece has like
12 to 14 episodes a season.
That's not terrible. It's not too bad. I can add it to the list. I have heard good things.
If you're gonna watch something, watch Genlock first.
Okay.
Genlock is much better than Ruby.
Okay.
I saw the preview of Genlock when I went to go see the opener of season 5 of Ruby in the movie theaters, in a movie theater, and I was like, "What the fuck's Genlock? This looks stupid." But then when I rewatched it, I'm like, "Oh, Genlock's really good."
Oh, actually.
But again, I understand what Warner Bros. Discovery is doing. They have a lot of garbage, and they have to legitly sell a lot of shit to figure out what's good and what's bad. I would have kept Rooster Teeth if I was running that, and I would have also. But Rooster Teeth's also really, really expensive. In which I don't think that they're losing money with Rooster Teeth. I don't think they're making much.
They're making enough. Yeah, I was gonna say they're not making enough money.
But they might be losing money. I mean, more just because you have a thing that produces $9 million doesn't mean it's making you $9 million. Doesn't mean it's worth $9 million either. And this is a problem but again, I don't run those companies. I think it's a shame as a shareholder of Warner Bros. Discovery. I'm not happy about that Ruby thing. I think the Rooster Teeth thing is a big loss. I would have incorporated into HBO Max and I would have cut a bunch of stuff out.
Yeah.
I would have said, look, we got to cut things down, and this is going to be merged into HBO animation. And this is going to become a building block, but it's also we have 5 other building blocks, and this is going to be really big. But
yeah, I agree.
But I think Ruby and Genlock, if they leave Warner Bros. Discovery, I think that's a loss for them. But that's just what I think. But that's a far cry from cosplay. This is high finance. But again, if I had the money, I'd buy Ruby. I'd buy the rights to Ruby if I had the
Don't
money.
let your dreams be dreams. No, I'm kidding. Oh, yeah, no, I get it.
If I could, I would because
Listen,
I would X season 9. I would basically end season 9, right? And then I would redo season 9 because season 9 was a disaster. Season 8 and season 9 were rough, and you have to fix that.
it's hard. Well, I haven't seen it, but I feel like once you get to like season 7, 8, 9, it's like it's you got to keep it. It's hard to keep that going. That's part of why I like Inuyasha. Like it's like what 150 or something. That's to me that's like the perfect amount. After that, do you really need more to tell the story? And then does it keep someone's attention as much? Does it have the same pizzazz? Like I don't know.
I can see that with something like Inuyasha. Inuyasha, I can't speak. Something like One Piece, 1,000+ stories not being old.
I can't even without the filler, it's like still 50 million. I can't.
Read the manga.
That's what they all say, but if it's 50 million pages, I don't know if I have that kind of attention span.
Not 50 million.
To me, it's pretty much 50 million pages. I used to watch it a little
So,
bit when it was on TV, and I liked it, but then it got too crazy.
so the Shonen Jump app has all of One Piece on it in the manga. It's $3.
I
It's
used to have the magazine. Anyway, go ahead.
It's $3 digitally. The only reason why I'm reading it digitally is I have no space. My business occupies way too much materials because I'm in a consumer good business selling comics and baseball cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it because it's a profitable side hustle for me. So, but again, I read it because it's on my iPad. It's 10 o'clock at night and my lights are off.
Mm-hmm.
And I can read it without bothering anybody. And it's extremely accessible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reading maybe like 30 chapters a week. So all this, and that takes me maybe 4 hours
Yeah.
at night.
Mm-hmm.
So or throughout the whole week, instead of watching some anime, and I'm reading, and it's cool, and it's on. I can zoom in and out on my iPad. It's awesome. So
Yeah.
the
Okay.
point that I'm getting at with this is that I fully understand I'm catching up on One Piece. So and I'm starting in the New World too. So again, I remember everything before Fishman Island. So I remember most of it, but I'm obviously reading Fishman Island. So I am 400 chapters out, 400 or 500 chapters out. So legitly in the next 20 weeks, I'm going to catch up to where everybody's at.
Okay.
So if you were to start at chapter 1 with One Piece, it'll take you a year to catch up. Which is it's not terrible if you're committed. 30 chapters a week.
Listen.
It shouldn't take you 4 hours. It should take you like 2 hours. If you're so to read a 200-page manga book right now for me takes me about an hour, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 chapters. So it'll take you about 3 hours a week to catch up. But I'm enjoying it.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But this is a far cry from cosplay. A far cry.
Is it One Piece? Kinda.
But I do want to get back to cosplay. So
Yeah.
So obviously we spoke a little bit about this, but I do want to end at this point and with this segment, I guess, is before I give you a chance to promote yourself. Bring it full circle. Where do you foresee cosplay going? Because clearly there has been a shift, in my opinion, between the old guard and the new guard. I stated what I stated earlier on. I'm not going to say it again because it's just giving somebody reason to hate me. But I do think that a lot of cons are recognizing smaller cosplayers. I think they're also giving more opportunities to people who are actually, quote unquote, the heart and soul of the industry. I think they're also realizing that potentially some of these other top cosplayers might have priced themselves out and also might not be the draw anymore. And then also I think that they're recognizing, and this is going to sound messed up, but if you're 45 years old or you're 40 or you're 36, there's only so much limelight you have left in it. And it sounds weird. I hate to say it that way, but
I know.
I mean, what'd you say?
I know. I see what you mean. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
So I mean, I'll give you an example. I don't think somebody's going to want to see Jessica Nigeri when she's 55. I don't think she's going to have the same appeal as a draw than when she's 35. And I think it's different for men. I think it's very different for men.
Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. So.
Oh, you don't have to address that. I'm just curious where you think everything's going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on that note, I was just thinking, just a side note, I was just thinking, well, I don't know, like when I was young, I liked younger guys, but I'm 33, I like middle, like 30-ish age guys. And then when I'm older, maybe I like older, like maybe the people that are like loving Jessica now, maybe when they turn 55, they also love when Jessica turns 55. I don't know. We have no idea how things are gonna be.
That is true. I will grant you that. Well, I guess where I'm going with this is that.
But I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm not.
If I go and I look at a cosplayer and she's attractive and she's fun and I kind of like what she's doing and men are very visual for lack of a better word. All of a sudden, a 55-year-old
Yeah,
might not attract a 20-year-old guy who's single.
so where do I see cosplay going? I almost I maybe this is my like wishful thinking, but I kind of see that people are realizing um that
The world is flat. I'm so glad we agree.
there are a lot of talented people out there. And so like okay, like when Starfire the world is flat. When Starfire and her costume and her character design, the Titans version that came out and people are like, "Oh my god, what is this? Other cosplayers do stuff better." And it makes me wonder like if like other companies will start how do I even word it? Those like how do I Hey, I have so many thoughts in my head, but I'm trying to like funnel them into words that actually make sense. Um, I just think that it would, there's more, people will recognize that there's more talent out there. And that again, like you're saying, that more people that have less of a following will get more chance to go out and guest and go to events and do whatever, go to red carpet events for these movies. I'm hoping that there is more recognition for like men because
Let
they
me ask you
people
this.
see.
Let me ask you this because I'll tell you how I feel. I don't ever want to be at a red carpet. So like I'm not a corporate interviewer by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't fit the mold. So I've come to the conclusion that, you know, 5 years ago I wanted what a lot of those red carpet people want and those cosplayers want. Now, if Marvel called me up, I probably wouldn't be interested, to be honest, because I don't fit the mold anymore. And I'm not. If I had an interview with a top Marvel actor, I'm going to ask them legit questions, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Mhm.
And that's why I'm never getting a call from Marvel. So I'm really wondering if even some of these people want this anymore because I don't think it's all that attractive. I think 5 years ago it was, and I'm curious because I think a bunch
Mhm.
of people in cosplay are saying, "I don't want that. I wanna do my own thing. I wanna build my own thing. I wanna run my business the way I wanna run my business." Because I think that that's a big sentiment right now in America. I really do, and I don't think it's just a cosplay position. But maybe I'm wrong.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
maybe maybe a bunch of people they're saying, "Look, I would love to be at that red carpet thing and fuck that other person who hasn't done shit."
Yeah, I mean, you'll get both, right? Like they're both gonna be there. I'm sure there's clearly tons of people that would still love the red carpet thing, um, and I think it's possibly easier now, especially with how social media is. Like, I mean, I know the whole algorithm thing is all messed up, but compared to like how it was like 10, 15 years ago, it's impossible, and now it's at least within reach to get to where you want to be. And I don't know, I feel like also, especially like I was gonna mention before, like the men thing, it really bothers me. Um, because like you have the cosplayers that do the more lewd stuff, and they're the ones that get usually the looks, like, you know. But the men especially, and the people that just do like
So I'm
the
extremely
more
discriminatory. I'm extremely discriminatory. When I ran my Kickstarter, I had a male cosplayer on a metal card with me. And I reached out to a bunch of men, and a bunch of them just were not interested. I reached out to a bunch of men for interviews for cosplays. A lot of men don't want to do it.
huh.
And this is my response to saying, if you want, media, you want positioning, and you're the top male cosplayer, shouldn't you be on every cos interview and podcast that a man's asking you to be on?
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
and 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 this is my response now is that if it comes up, I mean, I got no problem naming names and making it a point, and I would love to have some of these people on and say, a bunch of people are asking you, and are you not interested in doing interviews? Or is it that if a male is asking you to
Mm,
interview male cosplayers with the intention for to get men and to show an example, maybe
mhm.
it's up to you to say, "Look, this isn't gonna help me, But if I'm on this show and I'm one of the top male cosplayers, there's going to be 50 other men who are also cosplayers and say, wait a second, he was on, I want to be there too.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's part of the problem, in which I have a friend and he had a hard time. He was doing a calendar and he had a hard time A, funding his calendar as a male cosplayer, and B, finding people to shoot it. Where all these male photographers wouldn't shoot a man for his calendar in cosplay. And what I said, and then I said, doesn't that present a bigger problem? If a male photographer only wants to shoot females,
Yeah.
that's a question.
Yeah.
Complicated. That's a complicated question, and I'm going to use a word. It's a little bit of a stretch of a word, but it's a little grooming. You can make an argument that's a grooming position, and it's a little bit of a creep position too.
Could has potential to be, yes. Yeah.
It's definitely taking a step in that direction.
Yeah.
If you have a cosplayer, so I have a friend, Chief Geek Photography. He's on my show. He shoots men and women. He's like, yeah, let's just shoot something. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
He's shooting everybody equally.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think he's gonna mind me saying this, but like that to me seems how it should be.
Right.
When you have a male photographer only shooting women, there's an issue. Now, I understand if you're shooting for Playboy.
Right.
That's a little different. So I have a friend who shoots for his magazine, and it's women in the magazine, and it's a woman, sort of a women magazine where you're not going to shoot a man. But he also runs a private photography business doing portraits of people, and he shoots families. So he's not shooting men in his magazine because it doesn't fit the business.
Right.
But that's not the deal with cosplay photographers.
That gives me the ick the more I think about it.
There's a lot of questions, and it's not the questions anymore for the male photographers. It's also questions for some of these female cosplayers.
Wait, what do you mean?
Meaning that are you being taken advantage of?
Oh yeah, okay.
Are you being in a suggestive, position? Are you actually fully safe?
Yeah.
These are all legit questions, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that this guy and your photographer, you've known for a while, but are you really in a good position with this?
Yeah.
Because what else is going on behind the scenes?
We actually, so, and it's,
I'm sorry that I got you canceled.
we actually, there were actually two photographers. You just reminded me that we lost because, like I say, the CS got to Jacksonville. Like one of them, actually, never mind. It ties in with that. Yeah.
Because I can tell you that I think a lot of stuff's going to come out with a lot of people, and I think it's coming. And I think all of a sudden it just takes a few bad situations, and but I have a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions for a lot of people, and I'm going to be asking a lot of people when I get the opportunity to ask them. And I don't think I'm going to have many friends left. There's a reason why right now. I mean, a lot of people don't like what I'm doing as it sits, but yet I'm doing better than I've ever done in my life. So I figured that one out.
Yeah.
But now that I got you canceled, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just vibing. It's okay.
I got you canceled without a doubt. This is what happens. Again, I'm not a corporate interview show.
Okay. I got my Kirby. That's all I need.
No. I'm sorry that I got you canceled. That's all I can say. And on that note, I do want to give you a chance to promote yourself. Where can people find you, bother you, hit you up, send you hate mail, all that fun stuff? The earth is flat, guys. It's all good.
I love all of the above. So I am Peach's Cosplay on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter /X. On Instagram it is peachy.peaches.cosplay. Yes.
Are you
So,
this type of peach?
you know, that is a peachy peach. Look out. Well, actually, that's not very peachy. She's pretty. She's giving Daisy actually energy from that. Look at that face. Look at that. Dang. Anyway,
I
all
made a
right.
lot
So,
of money on that book. But anyway, I made a lot of money on that book.
dang.
In a
Sissy, look.
very short amount of time.
Dang. Anyway, yeah. No, she's great. No. Yeah. Peachy Peaches cosplay. Peachy Peaches. And I'm glad it's easy for you to say because it was very fun to come up with that and also be able to say Peachy Peaches. It's a lot of fun to say.
There's so many things I could say to that. I'm I'm
That's
I'm again not trying to get me canceled. I have nothing on getting you canceled. None at all. None at all.
I'm already canceled, remember? So
see,
well,
my sponsor loves me still, so I'm okay with that. And also, I'm producing results, so it doesn't really matter.
there you go. Hey.
And if I lost my sponsor, I would self-fund this. I'm at the point where I don't care. Everybody, you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me. We're in this for 30 years. I'm in it for life.
30 more years.
Eminem said it best. It's 25 years to life.
I love that. I love that how you incorporated that. I love that. That's great.
So it's 25 to life. Great music video. Great music video. Sasha Grey in that music video is something else.
For some reason, when you said that, I thought of Sansa from Game of Thrones. Freaking Game of Thrones. Anyway,
25 to life is all I'm going to say on that. But obviously, that's where people go find you. And I'm going to keep saying that you have to support what you like. What that means is that when people have merch at cons, their guests at cons, they're judging at cons, they're going to be at a convention, you should go see them there. They got a table, go support them. All that stuff matters. It's extraordinarily important. Furthermore, social media. So when people have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook pages, that's really important. TikTok's really important as well. Follow people. It doesn't cost any money to follow somebody on social media and interact with them. And if you say hi to somebody, I mean, I can tell you, if you say hi to me on Facebook or Instagram and shoot me a nice DM, I respond. I respond back to a lot of comments. I have community polls on YouTube, which I'll tell everybody where you can go find those. And you make a comment, I'm going to respond back to you. As many of them as I can. And right now, few people are interacting with me, so I respond back to people. We have long conversations and have a great time with it. And I guarantee you, everybody else on social media is probably very similar in a lot of ways. So that's
and I'll send you Kirby memes if you message me. Kirby memes.
So that's really important. And then as far as I'm concerned, everything that I'm doing, obviously I am Pop Anime Comics on Twitter/X, Pop Anime Comics on Instagram, Pop Anime Comics on Facebook, Pop Anime Comics on YouTube. And again, I got a lot of polls up there. I got a lot of memes up there. I got a bunch of fun stuff. It's a really cool thing. You go to the community tab, you can vote on quizzes that are coming. All sorts of cool stuff's happening there. And again, you can comment, we can interact. And I got like 1,400 videos. And I got a lot of stuff coming in the next 6 months. I got like 125 interviews that have to be brought over from my old show. I got new content coming in. I got some old content coming in. Got a lot of micro content.
Put in work, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just having a good time. And then I have another, I think, 150 unreleased interviews that need to get edited. So I got a lot of material, everybody. I got a lot of material, and there's something for everybody. So I don't even know when that 150 that has never been released is going to be released. And that's on top of me doing 2 to 3 new interviews a week live. So I'm the one to watch. That's all I'm going to say. I'm the one to watch, and there's something for everybody. And again, you don't even have to be into what I'm doing here on the YouTube streaming and all that stuff. You just interact with the polls, have a good time, vote, and I got some fun stuff coming up there. I got some really fun ones up there. My favorite poll is what's your favorite supercar? A Bugatti Chiron, a Daytona 3 Ferrari, the Sion FKP, I think 39 it's called, or a bicycle.
Bicycle. That's my vote.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I think it's funny, and you could still vote on that one. Right now, I don't think anybody's like the Sion, which is surprising because the Sion is an electric Lambo, which is very, very surprising. It's very surprising. I think it's a hybrid electric Lambo, which is really, really interesting. I'm very surprised. Right now, the Sion's in first place and the bicycle's in second.
Dude, y'all, you gotta help me out. You gotta put that bicycle in first place.
I think it's funny. The Daytona 3 is in third place. So it got one vote. But I'm very surprised. I thought that poll would have went wild, but the American Pie stuff went crazy. And yeah, I'm just having a good time, everybody. I'm having a good time. And then on top of that, I am on eBay, Pop Anime Comics Collectibles, and here's my cute little elf.
Oh my goodness. She's like Link if she was a girl. If he was a girl. She's so cute. I love her. I want to cosplay her now.
Oh, she's adorable. She's adorable.
She's so freaking cute. Look at her little shoulders. Look at her little hands. Look at her. She's so cute.
She's adorable. She's adorable. She's my logo. She's great. And Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. And I sell books like this in my store. I sell books like this in my store. I sell cards like this, but I can't see it. I can't see this card.
Oh my god!
I got 10 of them, and apparently I felt them. I felt the plastic they were in, the holders. I saw the tape over so the card couldn't come out of the holder, but I couldn't see it. I called up the company, and they're like, "Yo, we waited. We put something in there, but we couldn't see it. We were hoping you could see it." I'm like, "I can't see it. Can I get a refund?" They said, "No, you can't get a refund because we waited and we know they can't wait." And then I said, "How am I supposed to sell this to my customers?" And they're like, "We sold it to you and it was successsufful, so you should try the same tactic." And then they said, "This," and then that's the end of that conversation. And I bought another like $600 worth of product from it. So end of the
That was great. If you can figure it out, I believe in you.
But I can't see it. And apparently every guest I speak to, when I tell them I have this, they're like, "We can't see it either. So we're all out of luck." And then I spoke to the customer, and then they're like, "Bro, I feel it. I weigh it. I see the plastic holder in there. I see the logo, but I can't see it." And they're like, and I'm like, "Do you want a refund?" He's like, "No, I don't want a refund. I'm just letting you know I can't see it."
It's the same vibe as your printer that just prints off random crap, you know? Same kind of vibe.
We're all confused. We're all confused. We're all confused.
Mm-hmm.
But at least we all agree that you shouldn't wear a Roger Clemens Yankee jersey in Boston. At least we're all in agreement on that. Especially in the TD Garden. Especially in the TD Garden. And we all understand that. But I digress. That's everything that I got. If you like a card that you can't see, that you will not ask for a refund, but it will weigh like it's supposed to, I got you covered. But on that note, I'm going to give you the final word.
Me? Stay peachy. I don't know what else to say.
And that, everybody, is a wrap.